What is the average number of orgasms a woman has during sex?
Hi there, you're listening to the Kingdom Sexuality podcast. We're Alana, Kyle, and Tiera, friends who have a heart for intimacy and long to uncover God's truth and design for sexual freedom within marriage. If you enjoy listening to our episodes or like our content over on Instagram, would you consider leaving a review or subscribing? It really helps. Welcome here. Hello there. We are back for another episode of the Kingdom Sexuality podcast. Today it's just the ladies here. I'm joined by Tiera. There is no Kyle today. No Kyle. Just us, which is going to be great. A special welcome to the patrons who are tuned in. We appreciate you guys so much and your support. If you would like to become a patron, support the show, and just get behind the scenes information on kind of things we're working on, questions we have, prayer requests, things like that, as well as we post the hump day positions, which it's Wednesday today. I need to do that today. And vote on episodes that we record, things like that. You can go to patreon.com/Kingdom Sexuality and check it out. The verse I chose for today is Proverbs 5:18-19, because I figured it's the ladies who are listening. Well, I mean, probably husbands too. So you're still welcome here, husbands. But I wanted a verse kind of for the wives. Let your wife be a fountain of blessing for you. Rejoice in the wife of your youth. She is a loving deer, a graceful doe. Let her breasts satisfy you always. May you always be captivated by her love. Amen.
Excellent.
Right? Who doesn't want that? Before we dive into the episode, here is a quick word from one of our sponsors. Okay. So we're just going to dive in. These are questions that our followers send in over on Instagram. And so Tiera and I will just go through them and answer them as best we can.
Yeah. And I've got a bit of a cold, so my voice may sound a bit wonky at times and crackly, but we wanted to get through these. So I'm here.
Thank you for pulling through.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Tips, please. My husband won't clean or do anything around the house without me asking or a list.
Is he hesitant when you ask him, or is he like super happy when you ask him? Because I think, often you can expect him to be able to see like, okay, there's dirty dishes on the counter. How does he not see that? But it might not be that he sees it. Like maybe you guys have a list that goes on the fridge that you put up there so that you're not necessarily nagging him or sending him a list. It's just, here's the reminder to look at the list. But I don't know, maybe he would need also a reminder to look at the list. I'm not sure how your husband is, but yeah, it can definitely be frustrating because then it almost feels like you have another kid in the house that you're just asking things to do. Yeah.
And I know there's certain seasons, like if Jeff's got a lot going on with work and there's stuff going on, it's like, yeah, maybe I am frustrated that I'm carrying more of the house workload, but I also have to be mindful of like, okay, no, like I know he's also carrying work stress or things like that I don't necessarily see. And so it can be really easy to want to be like, you never help out or you're not supporting me in this way, and you can get really frustrated. And it's totally valid, but at the same time, I would encourage you to like try to have a servant heart as best you can and be like, okay, this is the way I can be serving my husband. But if it's like continual, then I think it would warrant a conversation. Something helpful that I've found is like, let's say the kids are in bed and we have a spare moment. I'm like, hey, can we do a quick tidy before we sit on the couch and watch a show? Or, hey, can we quickly clean up dinner before we go for a walk? And so then that way it's kind of like a we thing and not
joint
like
effort.
Hey, can you do this? Can you go do that? Can you do this? Like, and some people I've found, I have some family where she's said like our ensuite bathroom is now like your job. Like that's your responsibility. Like they've kind of like designated certain spaces, or this is like, I'll keep on top of this bathroom, you keep on top of that bathroom. And so then if it gets really messy, I guess it's, I don't know, hey, this is what we've talked about. This is what we discussed. Do you think you could still do your job and clean up? I don't know. I guess that's an awkward conversation.
Yeah. I know sometimes like when I have felt overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that I am doing in the house, then I've sat down with my husband and we've talked about what each of our roles are, so that it doesn't just sound like, oh yeah, here's all my stuff and you're not doing anything. he has a chance to say, well, here are the things that I'm doing. And it helps kind of come together like, okay, I forgot about, oh yeah, you're in charge of, getting the car looked after or whatever. And there's things that are in the background in his mind too. And so sometimes when you say like, hey, I'm starting to feel overwhelmed with the amount that I have on my plate, and I would love to, see what's on your plate. Let's see if we can maybe help each other out so it doesn't feel so drudgery, And yeah, like you said, maybe there's one particular chore that he could just take over so that it's only one thing that he's doing, and maybe a daily thing so that it's always on his mind instead of like once a week, which could be easily forgotten. Yeah.
I have some friends, like their husbands always do the dishes after dinner, where it's just like, that's just the routine. It's not, there's not like, oh, right, I guess I have to do, it's just, that's what he does after dinner. And if it's a routine, if it's something you guys have talked about, yeah, then I think it does require a conversation of like, hey, I'm feeling like this.
Yeah.
How could we maybe equalize a little bit or pass a load, or could you help me through this, whatever.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay,
next one. Will my libido ever come back after the first trimester? I feel so much guilt for not wanting it. I remember feeling this exact way, and I was like, what has happened? I'm like, did I just screw over my body for the rest of my life? Like, will it ever come back? I think every woman is different. Maybe it'll come back after, like, first trimester, you have other stuff going on, right? Your placenta isn't fully made. It hasn't taken over the progesterone making. And so once that takes over, then sometimes that's why we feel a little bit better in our second trimester. So you might feel more like you kind of in the second trimester. For me, I didn't get it back until after I was done breastfeeding. But when it came back, I was like, oh, thank goodness we are back. We are here. This didn't ruin my life. So it does. Yeah, it does come back. But yeah, it's all how your body's hormone, like how your body reacts to the hormones that are going through. Everything changes, man, when we go through pregnancy. So
and the first trimester is hard. Of course, not for everyone, but for me, it's so hard that like, I feel like garbage. I'm sick. I throw up. Like, it's just 16 weeks, just Alana's down and out. And so there's definitely times where there's like, we talk about, okay, sex isn't really on my mind. Are there other ways we can be connecting? Just spending time together, being naked together, whatever. But yes, have hope. It does come back. It will come back.
I know. It feels like a really long time. And then once you're past it, then you're like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot that we had a season where it was hard. So I know that's not encouraging while you're in the middle of it, but yeah, it does get better. It reminds me like, I feel like we should do it back in Bible times, because when you first got pregnant for your first trimester, essentially you go and live with your mom, I think. For the first for the first however many weeks it is.
Right.
And I'm like, yes, like that's almost more needed than the maternity leave. Like we need maternity leave in the first trimester because that's when everything sucks. And you don't even look pregnant. So it's not like people are like, oh yeah, no, take it easy. Like you must be exhausted. You're like,
yeah.
No, I just look like I've gained weight and I'm miserable. Like,
and I'm sick.
Just sucky. Yeah.
Okay. Jumping right off of this then, navigating late pregnancy and postpartum when things are getting physically uncomfortable.
Yeah. Been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody, I don't want to keep saying like everybody's different and you can experiment. I know one thing, at least for me in the later stages, I found that I had different erogenous zones than when I was not pregnant. So that was kind of fun to like, wow, that part actually feels good. So maybe kind of do like an experimental session and see if there is a part on your body that feels good to be touched. And hopefully there's a new spot.
Yeah. The Figuring Out What I Like guide I think, walks you through different erogenous zones.
Yeah.
As well, if you're like, I don't know how to do that. But yeah, again, like I kind of already mentioned, I think just being together and talking through it, just being really open with like, hey, I'm uncomfortable. Yeah. This position we used to love doing all the time isn't doable when I'm this far along, or, things
you can also go to, christianfriendlysexpositions.com and they have a category that's pregnancy friendly, I think it's called. So you can filter them, maybe get some new ideas, new positions to try. Yeah. Okay, next one. Foreplay ideas for wives to do for their husbands. Well, I mean, I feel like anything we do can be foreplay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cook in your apron
With nothing else on? Is
with
that what
nothing
you're...
else on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Get some new lingerie.
Wear an apron.
Yeah. Do some sneaky texts, like spicy texts,
Mm-hmm.
all that kind of stuff. If you're feeling like awkward and you're not sure where to even begin and it feels weird, the book, The Flirtation Experiment, is really good for that. You'll get lots of different ideas and you'll feel comfort in knowing like, okay, it doesn't really feel like this is who I am necessarily, but I do want to try this. It's nothing extreme. Like, and each chapter is like a different type of, kind of foreplay, flirtation, something. So that's kind of a good place to start if you feel like you have no idea what to do.
Also, the book Passionista walks through kind of a lot of different like sexual, I don't know what the word is, like
Tension.
a session. Yeah. And like, here's how you start. This is what you lead into. This is what you do next, essentially, to have him by the end of it. The idea is they're like begging for intercourse. So it's like essentially all foreplay, I suppose, leading you into it.
So if you're on YouTube, you can see Alana has the book right now. She's sifting through it to give you an example.
Mm-hmm. So it essentially walks through, like, it goes through techniques. So there's the part 1 is the male body. So it walks you through kind of anatomy and male brain, their mind, the responses to things. And then part 2 is techniques. So putting ideas into action, his sexual health, turning foreplay into more play, oral arousal, rubbing him the right way, and then rhythmic stimulation. So it just like all the things just like really break down. So like here, for example, one of the things is the joy of massage. So it's about massaging his feet, his head, his toes, his neck, and fingers. So it says, we've talked about the role oxytocin plays in women as a cuddle hormone, but men have an equivalent hormone, vasopressin. Am I saying that right? Which is also released during touch. So this hormone tempers testosterone and helps him feel calm, relaxed, and connected, which is why it's informally dubbed the monogamy hormone. And so then it talks about different things to foster sensual intimacy, like foot massage or like fingernails on the back, having your calves worked, things like that. And then it moves to like his pelvis and turn him over and whatever. So it walks through all of it very explicitly, not in like a bad explicit way, but just like you'll know what to do. Like it's walking you through it step by step.
It's instructions.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
sweet.
Great. Young husband with ED. Okay, so erectile dysfunction from type 1 diabetes. How to boost his confidence and encourage him.
I would almost say, I wonder if some stuff in that book might help that you just read. Like slowing things down or just with other touch and things.
Yeah. I think too, and this is probably really dependent on different men as well. But like with your words, like depending on if he's like a words of affirmation kind of guy, like, and even not, I feel like words are so powerful in a way to like boost confidence and encourage. Like if Jeff was to say something to me about my body and like oh, I just love that about you, or this is so great, or oh, you're just so attractive, you're so hot. Like over time, like he says those things all the time, right? And so it's like, I believe it because that's what he says, and I trust him. And so I think for you to be able to just be pouring into him daily, but also just calling out the gold in him, like this is what I love about you, and you're an amazing, husband, and this is how you serve me well, and this is what you do that makes me feel so cherished and valued.
Maybe at the beginning of your day, like have a reminder or something excuse me, in your phone so that you don't forget, but maybe just pray ahead of time and say, God, how can I bring out the gold in him today? Like, what should I focus on today? And then have it purposefully, like in a text or in a note, or you verbalize it at some point during the day, but like purposely, like bringing it to God and being like, okay, I want to appreciate him. How can I, what area of him or his body or what he does, like, how can I be encouraging him today?
Yeah. No, it's good. And like, maybe, I don't know, I'm assuming he's seeing a doctor for some of this stuff too. Like maybe having those conversations, make sure that he's checking in with someone who knows what's going on with his health.
Yeah. Okay, next one. What is the average number of Okay, this one was really fun because whoever wrote it, let's just say it went to autocorrect. And instead of orgasms, it went to organisms. So the question was, what is the average number of organisms a woman has during sex? It gave us all a good laugh. So let me reword how I'm sure it was supposed to be. What is the average number of orgasms a woman has during sex? I would guess one, because if you're basing it on an average, or like 1.5 or something. Okay, on average, a woman experiences one orgasm per sexual encounter, but many women report having none and a subsequent experience multiples. Yeah.
Right. So it all averages out to about 1.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, well, that answers that question. That's easy.
Yeah.
Nothing further to go. Okay.
1. There you go.
All right.
How do I hang on for the O? It's so intense that I give up.
Why are you wanting to last longer? Because if so, like maybe doing like edging, having him pull out earlier and then taking a break for a little bit and then coming back in.
To me, I'm reading it like it's so intense and like it's hard to get there. Like how do I?
Oh, like a blunted orgasm.
Yeah, like it's so intense to try and get there and hang on for it, like to keep going and like hold on, like keep going, keep pushing. It's almost there, but you give up. I don't know.
I feel like maybe if somebody's asking for help, I feel like maybe that would, like, your interpretation was the right one. Well, I guess we could answer both. I mean, the one I just gave some ideas.
Yep.
But yeah, I think this kind is called, a blunted orgasm. It's absent, delayed, infrequent, or lacks intensity, being, no, maybe not. Well, no, it's stunted orgasm, is it? I know there's forget it. I don't know. It's not coming up in a search, so I can't remember what it's called. Okay. But anyway, I wonder if it's so intense that you feel like you can't do it. Maybe you need to slow it down. Or like, is there a way to create a little bit less friction than what's happening so that it's not so intense?
Right. Like maybe the motions you're doing to try and get there are so tiring and so exhausting that it's like, I'm so close, but I just like give up. Maybe it's more like needing to kind of figure out what specifically is working well. Yeah. Like maybe seeing if you can do whatever motions you're doing in, like you said, here, like a slower, more methodical, like thought out kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
If it's like, I'm trying to rub up against him and it's just like so tiring and whatever, it's like, okay, well, maybe you take the movement, you slow it down and figure out exactly what it is that brings the orgasm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Either brings the orgasm or what is it that is making it too intense? Mm-hmm. Right? Like, because some people have a really sensitive clitoris. Is it because your clitoris is being stimulated too much? Then like move the position so that your clitoris isn't quite as much. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also wonder if you could like use your thoughts to help too, like take in other parts of the moment. Like, okay, why am I enjoying this right now? What smells do I smell right now? What are my fingertips touching? What does that feel like? Or how would other part, like not focused on, on your vagina or clitoris or anything, but focused on him and how he's touching you and what you like in the moment, and maybe some deep breathing, because that also changes where your pelvic floor is. So that could also change the positioning.
Yeah. Or even ask your husband, be like, hey, can you like say something, like talk? Like, oh, this feels really good, or keep going, or like, because maybe that can be a helpful way to kind of bring your mind into a different space.
Yeah.
Also, maybe trying, some more like foreplay beforehand. Like maybe you use a toy on yourself for the first bit instead of just, so it's not like you're going, like it's just like a way to help warm you up. So maybe that it's not as intense or doesn't take so long to reach an orgasm.
Okay, gone to pelvic floor, gone to therapy, and still sex is often uncomfortable. Why? I listened to the Vaginismus episode a while ago. Maybe need to listen to it again. 3 years plus being married. I feel like there's a lot of questions I want to ask.
Yeah.
First, like, is this at different times of the month? Because it says sex is often uncomfortable, which indicates that sometimes it's fine.
Right.
Right. So depending on what, like, which episode do I talk about all the female cycle stuff?
I don't know.
Yeah. We'll find it instead of me explaining it all here again. But yeah, it might be because at different times of your cycle, like when you're close to ovulation, that's when everything is open and it will feel better, easier, more lubrication, all of that stuff. And when you're in the, like, after ovulation, so, about, 10 to 14 days before your period, that might be when it's most uncomfortable because your progesterone is up and it dries everything out and your positions, your cervix is different. So that might be why it's uncomfortable at different times. Yeah. I'd also say, like, how old are you? I'm guessing if you're through 3 years married, you're more younger, but if you're older, your vaginal tissue can start becoming thinner and stuff as your hormones go down. So that could be it too. But I kind of doubt it if you've only been married 3 years.
Like, I wonder, like, if her husband's size or things like that could be impacting. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious what your pelvic floor physio said. And if you feel like you didn't get, like, if that didn't help and they gave you, like, what they thought it was, maybe go get a second opinion.
Yeah, that
could be it too. Have you seen your doctor about it too? Because they may want to do an actual physical on you. Yeah. I feel like there's more questions before. Yeah. But hopefully that gives you a good place to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. When and how do you bring up something new that you want to try?
You just do it. I mean, using us as a platform to start, like, hey, I heard them talking on Kingdom Sexuality about such and such and made me curious. Like, maybe this would be something fun that we could try someday. What do you think about that?
Yeah. Talking about it not when you're, like, about to have sex or in the middle of having sex.
Yeah.
But often when you're just, like, doing something side by side or you're going for a walk or it's like you're having a intimate conversation and it just, like, can flow into that kind of stuff naturally. Would be a good time.
I like, you've said it often, Alana, like, hey, what do you think about our sex life right now? Is there anything you'd want to change or improve or, like, put it in their ball court first? And that can open the conversation.
Or ask them if there's things that they've been wanting to try in the bedroom too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if they were like, why? Is there something you want to try? You can be like, oh, well, actually, yeah, I've been thinking about this. What do you think?
Yeah, totally. Okay. PPD and PPA. So postpartum depression and postpartum anxiety. No sex drive, just trying to survive. How to manage. Oof. Yeah. Well, I'm guessing that you've had a doctor look at you and have been diagnosed. So this could probably be something you could talk with your doctor about, if there's any medications you can go on. And if you are on some medications affect libido. So maybe asking, is there any other kinds that we can try that would help with that?
To me, my first thought is, like, have support. And I know this is probably maybe a question that it was more like I have no sex drive and, so sex isn't happening because you're just trying to survive, and how do you manage that? But I think overall having a support system with, like, friends and your spouse and family or whatever you can, because I can get it if you're, like, anxious and depressed and, like, sex isn't gonna be on your brain, and that's hard.
Yeah. There's a great book called Better Sex Through Mindfulness with Dr. Lori Brotto. She talks about using mindfulness techniques, like it's a therapy now, on how to bring pleasure just into your normal day life, which then trickles into your sex life too. So that might be one to check out. Because probably I would assume, if you're suffering from depression and anxiety, doing mindfulness where there wouldn't be any hurt in that would probably help in all of your areas. But it is something that actually takes some work. And if you can find a therapist who actually specializes in it, that might be beneficial too.
And get people around praying for you. Like, get a support system of prayer people. Like, hey, I'm struggling in this, you can explain the ways that things are tough or things that are making you anxious or how you're, but also just mention, like, hey, can you be praying for my marriage and that it will be protected during this time? And, be as, specific as you want to be, but get prayer people around you would be huge.
Yeah. Maybe also too, like, are there, like, what things do you enjoy doing that are really peaceful?
Mm.
Yeah, like what things bring you peace that you can bring your husband into? You know, like if it's having a bath or something, having him in the room, or maybe it's just like having your feet massaged, or like something that isn't sexual, but something that you enjoy that's pleasurable in your peacefulness that you could bring him into, because then that will help you feel connected to him, which might help feel more connected in the bedroom eventually. Yeah.
All right. Last one is, do ladies orgasm via vaginal penetration or only clitoral stimulation? What's common?
Well, I think somebody needs to go listen to our orgasm series, because we definitely talk about all of this. What's common? The clitoral stimulation is definitely the top. And yes, there is a chunk of women who can orgasm through vaginal penetration, but it all depends kind of on excuse me, on how their anatomy is.
Right.
You know, if the clitoris is closer to the vagina, then you have more friction rubbing up against there. But there's also different types of orgasm. So there's clitoral orgasm, but there's also, what is it? The G spot.
Yeah, right.
And deep spot. So there's different places within the vagina that can be stimulated to have its own type of orgasm. So it feels different than, say, the clitoral one. So sometimes, just take some experimenting to get the other ones. But I would encourage you to go listen to our orgasm series, because we talk more in depth about that. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yay. Well, hopefully we answered your questions.
Yeah, we had so many questions. We didn't take all of them yet. We might finish answering them on another one, but this is it for today.
All right, I'll close in prayer. Lord Jesus, thank you that we can come to you with our questions and concerns and struggles and the ways that we are navigating marriage and sex and all things in between. We ask that you would just cover over everyone listening right now. If they're in the middle of navigating a tricky season, Lord, would you just bring peace and clarity into their life. Lord, I ask for more teamship and deeper connection in every marriage listening, that your love would be just the threads that are tying everyone together, the bonds, the glue that's holding them tight. We ask that you would just bless everyone listening right now. Amen.
Amen.
Hey friends, thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you like our content, please like, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts, and tell your friends too. Thanks so much for journeying with us today as we tackled the hard questions and dive deep into godly intimacy. Make sure you follow us on Instagram to see more of our content, and check the show notes for any links we might have mentioned in today's episode. We're so grateful to be on this journey with you, and we can't wait to see you in the next episode.